Since 1986, I have been obsessed with wanting to get to Colorado. So when Cindy announced to me that she had been accepted for a contract here in Pueblo, Colorado, I was thrilled. When I was supposed to be moving to Colorado in 1986, I was going to be moving to Colorado Springs.
That's not very far from here.
And if I opened the window behind us right now, you'd be able to see it in the distance. So what we're going to do here is just show you the whole trip. What it took to get from Tucson
to Pueblo,
Colorado. In weeks upcoming, we'll be showing you some of the places we go while we're here. Just today we went to Lake Pueblo State Park, and we'll be showing you that, like we showed you Dead Horse Ranch State Park when we were in Cottonwood.
the day we left Tucson,
Oh,
it was so hot. It was so hot. But Felix had done, as usual, had done most of the getting ready. I had worked the days prior to us leaving, and he had done most of the packing up of things, most of the packing up of things. So really all we had to do was unhook the water and the electricity and hook up to the truck and hit the road.
yeah, we actually disconnected the sewer hose the night before.
And all we had to do was hook up, and that was it. That sounds very simple, but it's not.
and this is the reason that we really don't want to ever be in Tucson for the summer. Because it was 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, at some point you're going to see me taking our electrical cord and putting it in the rig. And if you take a good look at my face, I'm about as red as a beet.
It was so hot.
It was probably close to 90, if not more, degrees at 7 o'clock in the morning.
And it was supposed to get up over 100 that day. So
Yeah.
that's why we were out at 7 o'clock in the morning, because we didn't have a very long drive for that day, but we did not want to be hooking up in the heat of the day, because that's just too much.
And it almost felt like we were anyway.
Yeah.
This is some of the footage from that trip from Tucson, Arizona to Sunny Acres RV Park in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
We're going to have to go that way, said Ted.
Yeah. And little thing about Sunny Acres, we were there, and we have a review on our channel of Sunny Acres. We were there in 2020.
I was doing a contract there. We had been to, it was actually our second contract.
Yeah.
We'd been in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We came down to Las Cruces, New Mexico, and I was working at a hospital there right when the pandemic started.
And if you want, you can look at this video that talks about how we almost ended up quitting full-time RV life because they canceled every travel nurse.
Yeah. The hospitals were panicking.
In the middle of the shift by text message.
Yeah.
And again, you can look at that video and see that full story. But we were like...
What do we do now?
Yeah.
Because we were very new to travel nursing, so I didn't know what to expect. And of course it was the pandemic, so nobody knew what to expect about anything. But that all worked out, and we really liked this RV park. We really enjoyed staying there. We were mesmerized by the Oregon mountains.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm from North Carolina, he's from New York, and we had been in Oklahoma, which is flat.
Oh, yeah. As far as you can see.
Flat. And so we get to Las Cruces, and there's these gorgeous mountains, and every day on the way to the hospital, I got to drive right towards them every single morning.
I will tell you that I will never forget in my whole life coming over a rise on Route 70, US 70, I think it was, and seeing the mountains out there. I literally had to pull over.
It was amazing. It was such a different, it was our first experience of really seeing a landscape that neither one of us had been in before. So we went to Las Cruces. We got to go eat at Pepe's.
That was the thing that we had promised ourselves. Knowing that we were going back to Sunny Acres, we had to go eat at Pepe's. Because Pepe's is literally right around the corner. I mean, we could walk to it. We didn't want to that day because it was 101 degrees in Las Cruces also. But when we got there at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And by the time we settled in and relaxed and everything, it was a Sunday, and Pepe's closed at 3.
Yeah. We didn't realize that, so we had kept ourselves there too long without thinking about looking at what time they closed because it was Sunday.
Right. And to this day, and I think Cindy agrees, she's my Mexican food aficionado, that is the best Mexican food we've ever had.
It's probably the most authentic.
Yeah.
Because it is run by a Mexican family. The first time we were there, the mom that is the mother of the family who was cooking that day was there and serving our table. So it couldn't get more authentic than that. So it's very, very tasty food.
So I looked at the weather report for our next stop, which will be next week's video. Las Vegas, New Mexico. The other Vegas. And they were under a severe thunderstorm warning.
And the thunderstorms were going to be happening, the severe thunderstorms were going to be happening at the time that we were supposed to arrive.
Almost dead on. It was like they had it scheduled for our arrival.
And since we had the option, we decided to stay another night because why? Why should we go on and try to hook up and all that stuff? We've done it in the rain before. We don't want to do that anymore.
No.
So,
So I swear, it wasn't because we missed Pepe's. So we made that decision. We stayed an extra day, and fortunately, the spot was still available. Actually, she told me that we could have stayed an extra 2 days, and that wasn't booked until then. And we got to go to Pepe's.
so we went on Monday to Pepe's and had some good food and good atmosphere. And we, at first, were the only people in there because it was kind of the middle of the afternoon. It was after 1, I think, when we went. So we enjoyed that. That was some good food.
And the following morning, it was a coffee and out the door.
One thing that we do when we know that we're going early, we're leaving pretty early in the morning, is we prepare ahead of time with some car snacks and some protein bars. We'll get our cup of coffee before we leave. We'll have a cup of coffee, get everything done, get ready to go, and take a protein bar. And I always take a big thing of water. And
I take water, and I take my probably 30-year-old travel coffee mug.
It looks 30 years old.
Filled with coffee. And we just hit the road. We don't unhitch on our overnight stops.
Yeah.
What I will do is I'll put the jack down and just lift a little bit of that pressure off of the truck. But other than that, we just stay hooked up.
Yeah, we don't put the levelers or anything down. And you can really tell. It's funny when you walk around in here.
Oh, it's like
when it's just, you can't sneak up on anybody. That's for sure.
Oh,
even the animals, even the cats running around, it makes it jiggle a little bit. But it's okay for one night.
Yeah, and that actually bit me in the ass once in Louisiana when I forgot to pull up the jack before we pulled out.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about that. But yeah, that was it. And then we were on the road to Las Vegas, New Mexico, and the Las Vegas, New Mexico KOA, where we found another restaurant that we actually enjoyed a lot, and we'll talk about that in next week's video. Until then, I'm Felix.
I'm Cindy.
We're the Roaming Gomes. See you then.